Hello everyone, this is Arlene Mendez. Today we're going to do a peanut butter and raspberry cupcakes. So these are all the ingredients on the table that we're going to use. So first we have, of course, the peanut butter and flour. We have the 1 cup whole milk. We also have the dry ingredients here that we're going to mix with the flour. We have the salt, the baking powder, and baking soda, and of course the vanilla to add aroma and taste. And we have the egg yolk, and actually we're also doing the egg white, so it's a combination of both. So 4 eggs, and we have the sugar, plus of course butter, raspberry jam, and we also have here the brittled peanuts, so I just chopped that. And for the icing, I decided to put some icing on my cupcakes. So I have here 4 cups of icing sugar or confectioner sugar. And we have the cream and butter, plus of course the peanut butter. So this peanut butter, I just ordered it from one of the Filipinos here in our place, and yeah, so we're going to use those. So first, we're going to sift the flour, so it can be sifted together with the salt. So let's just put the salt here. And then, of course, the baking soda. Let's just put that there. And then baking powder. And we'll just mix it a bit. And then, by the way, I already sift this, so we're just gonna sift it again. Just once is okay. So at least it can all be incorporated. And then there's still a bit of lump. I can just do it like this. And it's so easy to make the cupcakes. This is one of the simplest goodies that I make because, it doesn't take a lot of time. And I'm going to put an icing on top of it because I have here the peanut butter that I just ordered. So now that our dry ingredients are sifted, just set this aside so we have some room. Set this aside. And then, as you can see, we have here the sugar, and then the eggs, plus, of course, the butter. So I just moved some of the ingredients that I have here. At least we can use the standard electric mixer or the table mixer. It's a lot easier for me to do it by this way instead of, doing it manually. So we'll just open this and, of course, make sure that when you're lifting the mixer, it's properly closed here. Then let's open that, and then it's off on the other side. So there you go. I have the paddle attachment. That's what we're going to use to cream the butter. So we can actually use this. Okay, so we're going to put the butter, and I let the butter stay in the room temperature, so it's a lot easier. But if your butter is from the fridge, you can always put it in the mic for at least 30 seconds or make it 1 minute if it's really hard. So we have the butter, and then we are going to just do it like this. And I also have, we're going to cover this so at least it doesn't splatter. Oops. So we're going to put here the sugar, and then, so this is to be closed, and then we're going to do it now. So it's going to be noisy. So once it starts, I will, from medium, you can put it on high once all the other ingredients are in. So right now we're just starting. See how soft it is because it's under room temperature. It's called creaming. So we're going to cream the butter and the sugar. I have the sugar here. So now that I put the butter and also the sugar, so I'm just doing it 1 tablespoon at a time. And I just did it now because, of course, it's very noisy. So this is almost done. There you go. So we're going to add the peanut butter. We're just doing 3/4 cup. So let's just do that. This is so creamy, which is good. It's just perfect for what we're doing right now. Actually, this 1 1/2 cup because that 3/4 cup is for the icing that we will be doing. It's extra creamy. I got this from a Filipino person here in our place, and yeah, looks good. So it's also a Filipino taste, like the peanut butter. Okay, should be good. The other 1/4, we're going to put it in our icing. So now that that's creamy, we can add the eggs one at a time. Okay, so that's the first one. And we can do the next one. We don't have to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites because we're doing the muffin or the cupcake. The third one, that looks so creamy now. Then we have the last. So we will be now adding the dry ingredients, alternating it with the milk. So as you can see, I'm going to put the vanilla here in the milk. Let's see if you can see that. It's a little bit wobbly because of the mixer. So we're just gonna use 1 cup whole milk. Then we will be adding the flour. So let's add the flour. See, this is very good because we have the cover. So we're going to divide this into 3 with the milk. So now I'm going to add some of the milk. Want to make sure that proper, so you can see what I'm doing here. So we'll add some milk. Then, so that's my oven because make sure as well that you preheat the oven before doing the baking. It's going to be under 350 degrees. So there you go. And later on, we're just going to mix that with our hands. We have to make sure that everything is mixed. Let's add this again. Yes, don't worry about the mess in there. I'm going to remove that when I'm done. So let's put this, because it's just, like, of course, all the ingredients are being mixed in this mixer. So as much as you want to avoid that, and make sure as well that when you're doing the baking or even cooking, your area is always clean. And don't forget to wash your hands all the time when you're doing it. when you're cooking or baking. So there, we're almost done. And we're going to transfer this in the um, cupcakes, like the containers, the small containers. There you go. So let's create this here. That's perfect. It looks so smooth now. So let's turn it off. Okay. So we're setting this aside. At least you can clean the area. And I'm going to put it on an individual container. So now that I already cleaned the outside surface here, we can open, and I remove also the top. So at least we can look at the outcome here. You see, I still have to mix that on the sides. At least it's all incorporated in the batter. So this is the paddle. We're going to remove that. And so make sure that it is off. So we'll just twist this, and we'll put this aside for now. Okay, I have a small bowl here. I'll let it stay here, so at least it can, all the batter in there can go in the bowl. So yeah, this we're going to mix. You can just do it at least one direction. I am so used to just doing it in one direction because I find it smoother, and you get the consistency better. So there you go. It's very smooth. And if you want to remove some of the fat, and of course these are goodies. So when we're trying to make sweets, the sweeter it is, the better it is, right? But then sometimes from the especially the bought goodies in the store, those are really sweet. So that's why I tend to make my own. So here it is. So this is good now. We can put it in here. I have 12. And if, there's still some extra because it's supposed to fit 18 of this. And I have the small ones here. So what I do, I will just scoop. Okay, let's just, I will put it here so at least you can see what I'm doing. Yeah, so we'll just do it like this. So let's, okay, just trying to set it better here so you can see it's still the batter. Okay, so now I have the ice cream scoop, and I have, so you just scoop it with the ice cream scoop, and then you let it there. And I'm going to just put at least half because I am planning to put some icing on top of it. So at least it doesn't overflow, but it's for your preference as well. So we'll just keep doing it until everything is done, and I will show it to you again. We have 12 cupcakes here, and then other 3 small containers. And if you have a smaller loaf, loaf pan, you can also use that. And yeah, so we're going to put this in the oven for 20 to 25 minutes. And while we're waiting for that, I'm going to do the icing. Here are the cupcakes that we just did, and it's perfect for icing. So what I'll do, I'll just gonna cut it with a paring knife in the center, like 6 of this, so I can show it to you later on. I'm going to cut 1/2, or let's say 1 inch deep and 1 inch across. And I'm going to fill this with the jam. And of course, once it's filled with the jam, I'm going to put the icing on top. There's the batter. Look how pretty that is. buttercream. And I will do that for these three. Actually, I'll just do the one so I can show it to you. Yeah. And you have a choice, right? If you don't have time to do the cream, buttercream, then you can just do it without, and or eat it without the cream. And yeah, so this is the brittle peanut that's made of brown sugar, and I chopped it. There you go. Looks so good.